Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, Brandon here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Ludwig, and he's selling his affiliate, display advertising, and digital product business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. So welcome to the show, Ludwig, and how are you doing today?
Hi, Brandon. Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great as well. Thank you for asking. I'm really excited to talk to you about this business you've created. But before we get into the details, why don't we give a general overview? So it is an affiliate, display advertising, and digital product business in the legal and information niches. It was created in March 2018. The average monthly revenue for the business is $19,472 and makes an average of $19,321 per month in net profit. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 55307 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that I've given a general overview of the business, what's included in the sale is the domain and all site content and files, 5 additional domains used as 301 redirects, an email list with over 7,000 subscribers, social media accounts for Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Reddit, and don't forget YouTube, SOPs or standard operating procedures for the business operations, supplier contracts and relationship, and freelance contacts as well, and a database. It is also recommended that interested buyers have an approved AdSense account to aid a successful migration of this business. So Ludwig, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, I've been in online businesses for over 15, 20 years. I've done a lot of websites, and I usually try to focus on something that can be more on autopilot, that doesn't require a lot of time to maintain it, but also generates some stable revenue.
Yeah, so finding something that's a lot more hands-off and ultimately kind of pushes its own weight as well, I guess is what you're saying. And so why did you decide to go with this specific business model as far as advertising, affiliate? What was it that stuck out to you about this business model that others, like let's say e-commerce or FBA, just didn't hold up?
I usually try to find affiliate programs that are not so common. Like, it's not something that everyone can do. I try to focus on developing the right website for the right target and then doing a little organic marketing to generate traffic. I'm a big fan of free traffic, and that free traffic could be converted. This specific one was very niche. There weren't any websites that utilized that much data source and data, and there weren't any websites that like a social network at the same time where people can communicate and share information and get their concerns out to the public.
Yeah, that's awesome that you're also able to establish that community as well. And so what would you say is primarily generating the most money for this business? With it display advertising, affiliate, and a digital product as well, what would you say is the biggest driver in revenue?
So we did a lot of AdSense for a period of time. It was okay, it was generating a little money. We did try to sell some products. We did also launch our own product where people could monitor some of the information on the website and get alerted when something happens. But our biggest driver is our affiliate program, where we partnered with a third party who does provide information that some of our users are interested in. We removed a lot of the advertising and focused on just one source of revenue, but it's really easy to put any additional revenue sources back. We didn't want to do a lot of maintenance, or we wanted to focus on the proper CTAs to drive in more sales.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's also a really great strategy as well to have in mind. Now, when it comes to strategy, what was it that you saw as a great opportunity within the information and legal niches? Was there something that stood out to you in particular, or was it just something that you happened to fall into at the right place, right time?
I think it was at the right place at the right time, and some of my background and the other projects I'm working on. I really love data, and I didn't see any other websites in a similar niche that could utilize a combination of data sources and develop the product like this, where I do see a lot of different potential to grow, whether it's B2B products or B2C options or utilizing some of the social profiles to do advertising and promote different items and generating additional revenue.
Okay. And we'll dive in a little bit deeper into some of the opportunities or maybe some of the growth levers that you see for the business. But first, I'm curious. So if the business is doing so great at this time, Ludwig, why have you decided that you would like to sell it?
I'm an innovator, I would say. I love creating new products. Currently, I'm working on 3 other products that I do need a lot of funding for those, and I'd prefer to keep the equity on those new projects myself and sell it at a later stage, which are bigger than the specific project that we're selling. And I just need the funds to invest in the other projects I'm working on.
Yeah, that's a pretty common answer as well, too. A lot of people that are wanting to pass the torch on or the baton on to the next owner and ultimately let them, scale the business to its full potential to focus on other passion projects as well. And was there anything that you learned while growing this business that you plan on applying to current or maybe future projects down the road?
Absolutely. With any project, there's a lot to learn. I mean, the technology evolves pretty much every day. If you don't follow it for a couple months, you fall behind. I treat a lot of the data-related projects very similar in terms of concept, in terms of ideas, just adding the unique tweak that they need and creating it in a unique way. I think one of the biggest things I learned that people need free data, and people are looking for free data, which is what we provide on this website.
Absolutely. It's, data is becoming a very important thing nowadays, especially as more and more statistics, numbers are coming out and people are wanting to see what the hard facts are, I guess, in that regard. Was there anything that you tried with this business and it just didn't give you the ROI that you were expecting?
Yeah, like the SaaS products we tried. We didn't push it too hard. Like we weren't trying to do a lot of sales. It was a great concept. Like I would use it myself just to be aware of what information is being published about myself online. But after seeing like the affiliate commissions and the affiliate revenue, we just didn't focus on that. Or another thing I really liked in this project was utilization of the YouTube channel. We do have a lot of YouTube videos, but if we're to publish educational content on the related topic, we could definitely advertise on YouTube as well and sell products. We do have a constant follower base who come to the website, who do their posts, who share ideas, who share information. So kind of working on this following and improving on that.
Okay. Now, on the subject of the traffic and gaining traffic to the site, where would you say that a majority of that traffic is coming from? Is most of it coming through organic search, or is there other sources that are bringing in more traffic than that?
It's in the listing, the exact numbers, but I would say around 90% is organic. So if I were to spend more time on promoting or generating the social buzz or doing more press releases or other information, I could definitely generate other sources of traffic, double or even triple on those.
Now, are you doing any other forms of marketing for this business? I noticed you do have quite a big email list. Are you sending out promotional content to that list, or are you utilizing maybe some of the other social media accounts to increase your marketing spread?
Actually, no. I haven't utilized any of this data at all. We just collected it. We did create a free user registration where people, once they register, they don't have to pass a CAPTCHA every time they do any reporting or post anything on the website. So we just collected those lists. We never utilized them. We never emailed them. That's an open book for anyone in email marketing to kind of start utilizing that list as well. I haven't spent much time on this website. I probably spent like an hour or two on it just to make sure it's running smoothly. It doesn't have any major issues. And the virtual assistant is actually keeping up and updating on the contents and responding to users if there are any concerns or feedback.
Okay. Yeah, you ultimately led into my next question in describing some of the typical daily tasks or weekly operations for any outsourced workers. So you said you have one outsourced VA that helps you along. Is that on like a content basis? Are you producing content on the website, or is it mostly just to keep the site maintenance going?
It's primarily making sure there isn't spam on the website. We do have automated, not even scripts. We did a lot of custom programming on the website that filters and monitors what gets posted on the website, and it puts a lot of bad comments in the pending mode. We've utilized cloud to block a lot of bad IPs or scraper bots. The VA primarily focuses on making sure that if any videos or content is submitted to the website is reviewed before it goes public, any bad or incorrect information is removed within a day or two, and just keeps up with a click of a button can share any content of the website to our social profiles. So we developed a lot of tools in the backend to make sure the VA's job is easy. I could do it myself, but I prefer spending that time on other projects. And in this case, VA is a good solution for me.
Okay. Now, seems pretty complex, I guess, as far as some of the work that maybe the VA might be doing outside of some of the responding to the comments. But do you feel that there's any particular skill set that a buyer should have prior to acquiring this business? Or could most of the workload be outsourced or maybe even learned during the transition period?
I think everything can be learned during transition period. It's not hard. The administrative module is very intuitive, and it's pretty much a lot of the things we've developed in a way that it's just one click away. We don't do a lot of content publishing, like custom content writing. We do it once in a while when we see there is a potential additional source of traffic we could generate on a specific topic. But let's say if the buyer were to integrate a blog, they could definitely build up on it because we do have a lot of high ranking and high traffic keywords for which we rank for. And those have a lot of extensions and other usages. For example, some training courses being sold on the website, offering training courses. So it depends on the buyer, what niche they are on. If they're in the legal niche, helping with other cases, like taking in on cases, they could try to upsell those on or publish related content. So depending on what's the direction the buyer wants to take it on, for the current maintenance, there isn't much work to do, and the VA isn't someone special without any technical knowledge or anything. The person just goes into the website, just watches the videos or images that are uploaded, reads the comments, and then decides, does it make sense to keep on the website or no? And some of the comments are actually automatically removed by default if they include any kind of potential spam in them.
Okay, that makes total sense. Now, hypothetically speaking, if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways that you would personally try and grow it?
I have a ton of ideas. As of now, it's just a website that generates revenue. But one of the options was like, okay, what if this was a startup with AI integration that could do a lot of data analysis on the fly, developing a mobile app that could make it much easier for our users to use it. I think over 50% of our users, if not 60, is mobile traffic. So it leads me to believe that people want this hands-on when they're on the move. So developing a mobile app, making things easier for them, or just looking through some of the comments and feedback that the users provide. A lot of times, if it's not a technical issue, we usually bypass just because we don't spend much time on the website. But if this was a product or if this was a startup, this could be grown into a service as well, not just for general consumer, but also other niches and industries like insurance, legal niche, and other places where other products could be upsold or sold to different B2B or enterprise customers.
Yeah, it's a really great roadmap, and I'm sure our potential buyers as well can also see the value in that kind of projection that you have as well too, and some of the growth levers that they have available to them. Now, on the flip side of that, what do you feel are maybe some of the biggest risks associated with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
I have had launched this website 3 years ago, and over the time, it's been just growing, nothing extraordinary. The good thing about this is we're trying to keep it away from any personal information. So we're not trying to get involved in personal data in this case. So everything we have on the website is public data, meaning it doesn't pertain to a specific individual. The only risks is probably checking to make sure if there are any comments showing anybody's personal information, it's removed on time, or if the user requests, just remove it just out of good faith towards anybody using our website. We try to keep it anonymous for everyone, where the individual's name, address, or phone number isn't visible anywhere. We try not to store that data just to stay away out of legal potential concerns.
Okay, got it. Now, are you willing to commit to a non-compete, meaning once the transaction is completed, you'll stay out of this specific niche during the required time?
Yes, a specific niche would be a website similar to this one.
And then how much support are you willing to offer potential buyers? Are you going with the typical 30 days of email and Skype support, or did you have something in addition that you would like to add on to that?
I'm open to the 30 days Skype and email support and even a phone call with the potential buyer. During this 30 days migration, will help with migrating everything over, including some of the affiliate accounts that we have. and all the social profiles and all the hostings, whatever the buyer requires. And I'm open to discuss with them any future improvements that they may have in mind or they're interested in. I do have a lot of great ideas, one of my projects, and I would love to see it grow, whether I own it or not.
It's really great to hear that. And again, I'm sure, a lot of our potential buyers as well are also see the value in that support you're willing to offer. Now, Ludwig, are you open to negotiating something like an earnout where you'll receive a large portion of the sales price up front and then smaller payments closing out the deal shortly after that?
Yes, I'm pretty confident on the website, and time has shown that it's just growing. So I don't see any risks myself, and I'm open to that option as well.
Okay, perfect. Just a few sideline questions for you now to wrap up this call. So what advice would you give to our listeners that you wish you knew when you first started this business?
I would have loved to spend more time utilizing some of the, for example, analyzing the actual traffic as it grew and providing new services and features based on the user feedback or user actions on the website. So I would love to have spent more time understanding the traffic and analytics and changing this into something else rather than just an affiliate website, like making it into a product or a startup. It would have been a completely different picture today.
Yeah, that's really solid advice. And I'm sure our listeners can also see the value in that. And what would you say that you would suggest as far as any software tools or resources that really helped you at the start of this business?
I'm a big fan of custom development because that allows me to develop whatever I want, and I'm not dependent on third party, and I don't have a lot of expenses. Anybody reviewing the listing, they would see that there are no costs to this website at all, other than hosting, other than VA, which I don't have to have, but I just keep it, or a developer when I need from time to time. So those are the things that I try to avoid having more ongoing costs that just pile up with the tools that you use every month.
Yeah, really solid advice. It's making sure that you're spending where you're going to get the best ROI in terms of the business. And also, as you have mentioned as well earlier in the call, is having something that's hands off and kind of running on its own is always a great opportunity. Now, actually, kind of on that note, for the final question, wrapping this up, putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think that this business is worth buying?
It depends on the buyer. Put it that way. For some buyers, it might not make sense, but for some buyers, this could be a strategic acquisition, depending on the services or other businesses that they have, whether it's, like I mentioned, educational training sessions on a related topic, legal services, insurance services, monitoring services. And there are a ton of other directions this website could take, an AI-powered infrastructure that could provide additional data. Depending on the buyer, I could share a lot more information. So it does make sense for the right buyer, meaning where they can utilize this and sell more of their current products or other similar products that they have in a similar niche, or a buyer that wants to kick off a new product that's ready to go and they're just generating revenue and they have knowledge in other types of marketing like email marketing or social media marketing. They could utilize some of the accounts that we've built up and we never focused on making profits out of those.
Yeah, really awesome roadway. Again, something for a buyer to take into consideration, and really appreciate you jumping on this call. I was really excited to hear about your experience in growing this business and also looking forward to seeing this listing getting sold for you here in the near future.
Thank you as well.
Thank you very much. And all right, everyone, thanks for listening. And to learn more and to see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 55307. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.